Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where it is time for another episode of Wayne Sharp Week, highlighting the knives that I'll be carrying throughout the week this week. Now, before I go any further into this little list I got here for you guys, I'd like to thank you for tuning in today. If you like what you see, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and I will continue to bring you the content. Now, let's get right off into this Monday. It is time to dive into the week, and I am diving into the week today with the Kuby Ku203. This is one of the most underrated Kubys you will ever come across. It is a short, stubby chunker, and it's just awesome. It's great in hand. It has a powerful, I wouldn't say super thick, but durable D2 blade with a pretty nice grind. This is an excellent little utility knife. This is going to be linked in the description below, as well as maybe a couple other of these knives if I can find them available on Amazon. This one here especially, though, I want to say it's like 34, 35 bucks, super affordable, and the action on this guy is just stupid good. Stupid good. I have yet to ever take this knife apart, as a matter of fact, which says a whole lot. I think it was, if I remember right, this was the first Kuby I've ever got. And it got me started off on a very good foot with Kuby. Never had an issue with this guy. Never had to do anything other than just give the blade a good stropping at the end of the day. Just a worker. An excellent little small knife, especially if you live in one of those areas where blade length is a real issue. This is just an excellent option. It's got this crazy little like glass breaker lanyard hole on the back. It's just a very unique design, and I think a very attractive one. Got a really nice flipper tab that keeps your finger from sliding up into the way of the blade, and it really does just absolutely fly out. Flies out, feels good, looks good. This is the Kuby Ku203, and you can pick this guy up in the link in the description below. Next up, we got a Kaiser, and this is the Kershaw Dukes, and this is another one. It's just an excellent little EDC. It's got a nice slicey blade of N690. Another one, this N690, I don't know if Kaiser like mislabeled it or something, but I have gotten some crazy edge retention from this one. This one specifically. Now I have a lot of other knives with the N690 to where the edge retention's been typical N690, but I've took this knife on a couple jobs and it has really held up surprisingly well. If you look hard enough, you can probably see. No, I thought I saw a little dulling or chipping area, but I guess not. Just an excellent knife. Feels super good in hand. Barely a 4-finger grip, but it is just enough to be considered a full 4-finger. Beautiful blade shape. There's really nothing on this knife. The only thing that kind of looks odd is the flipper on it. It's kind of like the Dumbo ears flipper, but you know what? It generates the best. Oh, this is incredible action for a budget knife. And everyone told me this. I had a lot of people tell me, oh, if you like Kaiser, you got to try the Dukes. And every time I saw a picture of this, it kind of turned me off a little, to be honest. And once I got this thing in hand and started flipping it, I had trouble getting it out of the pocket because it is just the lightest, snappiest. So good. I'm not even pushing hard on this, guys. I'm very lightly pushing. This is a light push. Let me try a hard one, see if it makes a difference. I mean, maybe a little difference, but it's crazy how consistent and great this action is on this knife. Really, really awesome knife. This is the Kershaw Dukes. Got a blade coming in right at 3 inches. Feels good in hand, and it's just an excellent EDC, I think, for just about anybody. So this is another one. I think I should be able to have this one linked in the description below. If you like it, pick yourself one up, because it really is a surprising knife. Very surprising knife. And one of the more better looking designs Kaiser's ever made. The handle, once you get over the handle and the flipper, the blade itself is just absolutely gorgeous. And then the longer you have it, the more it just it really does, it wears on you. And it's just an excellent knife. The Kershaw Dukes. Now we're kind of getting into a little more of the mid-range knives. If you guys haven't noticed, I really like carrying budget knives and mid-range and maybe 1 or 2 higher-end knives in the week. So I really like to mix up my variety because there's so many good knives in every price category. I don't think there's any reason to be stuck in just one category. I think there's so many great ones, and this is a really good one in the mid-range category. This is the SOG Terminus XR Lite LTE. This is a new one for this year, and in my opinion, this is the best SOG ever made. I don't think there's a lot of great SOGs out there, if I'm being totally honest, but this is the best one. I absolutely love it. It's super light. The action is really good. The XR lock is very, very, very well done. It's different from the Axis lock on Benchmade or everything you see on Hogue, but it's just very, very easy to operate. And it's almost like when you're closing the blade, it's like you don't even feel any movement in the pivot area, or it's like the blade just magically closes and you feel nothing. It's kind of crazy how they work it. I've heard a lot of people, if you watch some Blade HQ videos, they mention that as well, and they really are right. This XR lock is done very differently than the Axis lock. I mean, obviously same concept, of course, but it really does have a different feel, and I don't know if it's for the better, but it's not worse. It's definitely just as good in my opinion. I really do like it. It's a different feel, and there's really no bad way to deploy this blade. Flips out just fine. The thumb stud flies out on the thumb studs. So just really well done by SOG. They got rid of some that hideous pocket clip back there. Put just a nice regular, very deep carry clip on there. You have G10 on the outside. This is just a laminated carbon fiber, but then on the inside where you can see where the separation is up there, see that separation line? So the actual liners are true carbon fiber, and then you got G10 above it. So weight-wise, it's very, very light. Not quite as light as a Bugout, but I mean, we're talking, I think it's like 2.4 ounces or 2.1 ounces, something like that. It's light enough to where it's just plenty light enough. It's not going to bother you. You're going to forget you're carrying it in your pocket. It's an excellent weight, excellent size, and a really just excellent blade overall with the Cryo CPM S35 VN. Going to give you some good edge retention and just a really great steel in general. So not a whole lot to dislike about this knife. It comes in, I think, around the 140 to 150-ish range. So that may be the only thing for some people that might be hard to swallow. But everything else is a home run with this knife. It really is fantastic. It's a knife I enjoy carrying. The SOG Terminus XR LTE. And next up, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've carried my Bugout. So I'm going to throw the Bugout in the pocket for a day or two this week. Love what I did to this with the brass scales. I like the way the brass matches the thumb stud. Other than that, it's just a regular Benchmade, guys. Nothing too special about it. I think I've said this before in past videos, but I'm not a huge fan of heavy knives, but I do like taking smaller, light knives and adding a little weight to them. This is about as heavy as I like to get for a knife this size, and it's pretty heavy. But these brass scales really give it just a good feel in hand, to where you feel pretty much all the weight in the handle and basically none in the blade, which is a little weird at first, but once you get used to it, it kind of gives you a really good control of the blade. It just feels good in hand. You have all the weight based in your palm, so that that blade is kind of just like a lightsaber. So that's pretty awesome, just to say it. So whether or not it really is, who knows? I'll let you be the judge of that. But no, I do like this. Just like this build, you really can't go wrong with the Bugout. It's just a good one. It looks good. It's simple. And hey, you know it's going to last a pretty darn long time being a Benchmade. So nothing wrong with that whatsoever. This here is the Benchmade Bugout. Next up, I had this guy in my pocket yesterday, and I kind of fell in love with it again. This is the Spyderco Smock. This is kind of my little custom, I wouldn't say, well, it is kind of custom, but it's special build. You have a CPM 20 CV blade. I got the actual knife from KnifeJoy. KnifeJoy's been having some absolutely killer drops lately. This was from last year, but it originally had a smoothed G10 handle. So I bought the knife, got some incredible scales from Sharp Dress Knives. If you guys have never checked out Sharp Dress Knives, you really need to. He makes some fantastic aftermarket scales. This here is the Fat Carbon Blue Dark Matter. So I got these scales, threw a lynch clip on it. So you got nice aftermarket clip, nice aftermarket scale, and CPM 20 CV, and a knife that's just really good in general. Super, super fidgety. I still, for the life of me, will never understand why they didn't put jimping up here on this flipper area. They should be charged with something for not doing that. It's absolutely crazy. But I will say, in their defense, it does still work just fine. Very, very rarely has my finger ever slipped off without deploying this blade. Maybe once or twice tops. So, I mean, it really does work great. It just really is annoying. It's like I said, it's like walking on ice. You don't have any real traction. You just kind of have to hope you maintain your grip there. But other than that, the knife is just amazing. This is definitely, I don't know if it's underrated, but it's one of the better knives Spyderco's ever made, in my opinion. Love this button compression lock. Very easy to middle finger flick. People really don't talk about that enough with the Smock, but it really flies out super, super easy. Nice, smooth, relatively buttery action, and pretty good ergos. You can choke up real close on the blade. Very slicey blade with that hollow grind. Look at that. It's kind of hard to get in focus, but it is just a very, man, that really will not focus. There we go. Very nice hollow grind. So going to be a great, great knife for pretty much anyone's EDC task, in my opinion. Especially with that 20 CV blade, even with the S30V blade, it's going to do just fine. But just a very, very attractive, unique looking knife, done really well by Spyderco. Good design by, I believe, Todd Smock is the designer's name. Just looks really, really good. So I am kind of having a second love for this knife, second love wave come through. So it's going to be in the pocket for a little longer. And that's it. That is the carry this week for myself. You guys definitely hop on here. Let me know what you're going to be carrying. This is one of my favorite episodes because I like seeing what everybody else carries. I mean, I obviously know what I'm carrying. It's no surprise to me. So I like seeing what everyone else has in their pockets and see what everyone's fancy is this week. So there you go. There's the lineup for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you have a great week. I hope you kick butt, get a lot done. And until the next one, I'm out.